Hello everyone, HC here to bring you another, kidding, I'm kidding. It's BoneCarlos coming to you live from Metalopolis to bring you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This time it's going to be Kirb as the red Zerg spawning in, I would say, I'm looking at the map, it's about 1245 position. And he's gonna be going up against EpicSauce, spotting as the blue Terran in the 635 position. So, yeah, and this should be a little bit more higher level play since these guys are both, I would say, top 25 masters. This is last time I checked. So I'm going to be very interesting play from both players. It's not going to be any crazy shenanigans like a 7, 8, 9 pool, especially since the Zerg's opponent is a Terran. He can wall off quite easily. And on top of that, you're going to be, it's a very long rush distance to be able to pull off any kind of the crazy kind of play. And we know Terran's not going to do anything close proxy barracks or anything like that, since he is walling off as per usual. In a PV or in a TV, anything really. And there it is. They see the little drone nibbling away at the SCV, and EpicSauce is going to do a sensible thing by pulling off a worker. And oh, the cancel is forced. Actually, the cancel is not forced, but an SCV is taken down. So that drone has more than paid itself off. BS, says EpicSauce. He does lose that SCV, so a little bit of a misclick. He loses that SCV, but it's no big deal. Terran starts off with the first. So first blood has been accounted for by this drone. So very good for him. He actually delayed the building of that barracks by about a good 15-20 seconds. Not only the fact that he actually took down a drone, so or a probe. I'm sorry, an SCV. Look at that, got it on the third try, and just because of the fact there's only 3 races, it doesn't matter. I still got it on the third try. You know what? That's it. So back in Kirb space, we don't see anything too crazy. The APM is about look at that, 84, 90. So what I expect from a high-level Masters player, what I don't expect actually is EpicSauce putting down a very fast expansion. It's not even 4 minutes yet, and he already has his natural taken. No refinery just yet on these Vespin geysers, while this Marine was just dancing around with that drone. Not sure exactly what was going on there. Looks like a little bit of a micro battle was going on with no nibbles on the Marine. So he's going to go ahead and place his Marines just right over here, just gonna hang out, watch the front, gonna do the little guard duty, while everything else is just being built, and this Overlord is gonna go ahead and hang around and try to do as much scouting as possible before being killed or chased away by the Marines. And then a double refinery is being put down finally after the orbital command is up and running. So once the OP mules get into the mineral patches, we see a little bit of a misclick with these SCVs, but once the OP mules actually get into the minerals, you can actually sacrifice quite a bit of SCVs and put them down very, very quickly to get a full saturation on them. And we see a nice little pack of Zerglings going down. Looks like they're going to do a little bit of a run by, maybe try to pick off these 4 Marines. So these 6 Zerglings might be able to take out these 4 Marines if there is no micro going down, while Kirb takes the 2 Zelnaga towers. So very good vision for him as of right now. He doesn't know that expansion is down as of yet, but once he does, he pushes forward and he sees it. He's gonna see it fall back, and he knows exactly what's going on. Well, not exactly what's going on, but he knows that a quick expansion was taken while a factory is being produced. So way to go, EpicSauce. I'm interested to see exactly what is going to happen. There's a reactor being put down on this barrack, so going to go ahead and churn out those Marines. Or more than likely going to swap these. What I'm thinking is going to go ahead and swap these and gonna churn out that Hellion production to try to just harass the mineral line. As we've seen a couple of games before, Hellion harass is very viable, especially up against any race, but especially against Zerg, where mostly all of their units are biological. I do believe all of them are biological with only the armored upgrade on them. So it looks like that I was correct. Double Hellion production is going to be put down, while a bunch of tech building, blah, blah, blah. I'm just being baffled by this play. He's already putting down a third Commencer, and it's not even, and he put it down about a 645, 650, so he's going to go ahead and take a quick third, and this is very quick since Kirb doesn't even have a third down. So when you're able to outproduce a Zerg player in the base production, that's very, very interesting. Not sure what EpicSauce's major and final game plan is. I mean, he is doing the Hellion harass. The Zerglings have been taken care of. Kirb does know it's coming down. There's a single spine collar here for defense, and with this many queens and these Zerglings, he might actually be able to hold this off. He just doesn't want to be careful and make sure that not too many Hellions do pop up like 6, 7, 8 and just run by and attack the mining facilities. Oh, a nice little surround on these Hellions. They are caught off guard. He does finally start microing them back and forth, pushing them away from the Zerglings, and takes down the entire pack of Zerglings, but at the cost of about, I think it was 2 Hellions that he lost in that situation. So yep, in the Sauce tab we see 4 EpicSauce and 17 for Kirb, but the resources are about the same, and it is still very early in the match. So a little bit of an even trade in that little battle that happened, and then see EpicSauce is going to go ahead and churn out the double engineering make. Going to go ahead and churn out those upgrades for that mass viable army. It looks like he's going to be gearing up for a drop. He already has a medevac loaded up, and he has one more. He actually got some room for one more Marine, but he says, nah, forget that. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to go ahead and drop him ASAP as soon as possible. Actually, he's probably going to go ahead and pick up one of these 2 Marines here, and so he could churn out a full medevac. But no, he's going to go ahead and leave these Marines to their fate, take down that Zergling. This Zergling is going to be taken down very easily as well. And this Marine's life has been destroyed. You can actually see a little ribcage there. The Hellions go in and try to mop up the mess at the Marine's place. And where did that medevac go? The medevac has been spotted by these overlords, obviously, but it looks like Kirb didn't spot them, since he is pushing forward with a huge mass of Zerglings, trying to do as much damage as possible with those. With that flamethrower. The drop has commenced. 1 drone goes down, 2 drones go down. Looks like 3, 4, 5. Stutter stepping forward, trying to do as much damage as possible. Takes down a couple of more drones, and it's time to head home. The cavalry has arrived. EpicSauce, pick up your Marines. You could live to fight another day. There you go. Picked up finally he lost. It looked like he lost about 3 Marines, but he did quite a significant amount of damage since that. There was a bit of a misclick with those Zerglings. And wow, look at that. Unit losses 45-11 for EpicSauce, 45 for Kirb. More than double the resources lost. And Kirb finally takes his third, but neener. EpicSauce already has his third up and running. Looks like he's just using it for mule production at the moment. He has no desire to lift it up quite just yet, since he's pulling out all those barracks right there. I almost call them barracks. Presidential elections are gearing up, people, so politics are definitely on. No, they're not. I'm not any political at all. And this medevac does see this Zergling force coming, pushing forward, and it looks like Kirb's just going to go ahead and just scouting around, making sure there's no third base as of yet. He's going to go ahead and drop these Marines, heal them up. And still only a single medevac. 2 more are going to be up on the field of play very quickly, like right now. And everything else is just pretty hunky-dory. He just finished his 1-1 upgrade. Not sure if he's going to continue on with this 2-2 quite yet, since he just finished most of these barracks. And wow, 6 barracks is more. This is more like what I would like to see about this time of the game. So went about it a little bit different, but the end game was the same. A medevac drop tried. Another medevac drop was tried, but the Zergling force did manage to repel it just in time. An armory is put down. Not sure quite yet what he's going to be planning. Let's see if Thors are coming out. Nope. Siege tanks are being produced, while siege mode is going to be engaged momentarily, and a little bit of a supply block issue, but he's going to go ahead and start churning out those SCVs, or actually those supply depots as soon as possible. There's one going down, while the saturation is commencing. Missile turrets are being put down in case any kind of mutalisc harass happens, but as of right now, the Spire is about halfway done, so he doesn't have to worry about that for quite a while. But these 2 will be able to hold off any sort of mutalisc numbers, unless they go up into like the triple digits, you know. But you know, a nice little these 2 ministers will be able to defend about 5, 6, 7, 8 Mutalisks, and these Zerglings going to be poking around, but they're really more there for scouting purposes. This is the main force that I would like to see. And as of right now, I'm interested to see exactly what Kirb's plan is. I mean, he is going into Spire Tech, and he's building a ton of of Zerglings, so more than likely going to see Mutaling, but up against Siege Tanks and Marines, I don't know if that's going to be such a viable option. You see a little bit of a poke forward. EpicSauce does manage to stim, but Zerglings decided to run away and fight another day. And looks like another drop is on the way for EpicSauce, and this is why I love Terran play. They're just drops all over the place, and just something that I try to incorporate into my own play as much as possible. I know it's a bit weird to say that a Protoss player that drops, but I like to do drops pretty much whenever possible. It's something unexpected, and I love doing that. EpicSauce does spot this fourth, and these little Marines are going to go ahead and just rush forward, try to take it out. The Zergling force is there, and these Marines are going to be taken out, but the real damage is going to be done in this drop. There it goes. Let's see exactly how many drones he's able to take down. He's just focus firing at this extractor as of right now, and the Zerglings are on the field of battle. No sting yet, and it looks like EpicSauce just left these to die. It looks like he's busy somewhere else, because there is another attack over here. The medevac has been taken out by the Mutalisks and the Queen, and the Marines were stranded behind enemy lines. They did a significant amount of damage to these Mutalisks, but more than likely they're going to reheal very, very quickly. A Baneling nest has been put down, and we see a bunch of Banelings there for Kirb. So once the Banelings get into this Marine ball, it's going to be bye-bye Terran forces, even with Siege Tank backup. I mean, we saw this in a game I casted a little bit ago, where wow, no cancel on this hatchery, very interesting. Where the Terran player went Marine Siege Tank, and these Banelings just got into the Marines, while the Ultralisks just took care of the Siege Tanks. Looks like that's exactly what's happening right now. Some of the Marines do manage to survive, but at significant cost to EpicSauce. Right now he just got his paltry force compared to what he pushed out with originally, and with the soaring power of the Zerg race, pretty much the entire army has been pushed back up into full strength. Looking over at the food count, we see it's about even right now, and another drop is going to go down. Kirb does spot this. Let's see if EpicSauce is able to just unload these units and just do as much damage as possible before they are completely taken out. And wow, that's quite a gaggle of Mutalisks. There's 23 Mutalisks, and 81 Zerglings are on the field of play. So I'm interested to see exactly what EpicSauce's counter is to this, since like I said before, once those Zerglings turn into Banelings, they'll melt that Marine force. The Mutalisks all push forward, take out that Siege Tank so very, very easily, or the remaining Marines. And what you can see right now is, wow, 3 missile turrets actually being put down at the base, and Kirb wants none of that. Decides to push back. You see, just tries to pick off anything and anything in its way, while at the same time EpicSauce just double expands with a double command center. And back at base, we see his main is almost completely mined out, as is his natural. So all that's gonna be really left is this one. But these 3 missile turrets are in the way now. They do provide nice coverage in case there's any kind of Mutalisk harass, but they also block a lot of the natural paths that the SCVs have. That's why I just don't. That's why I don't encourage putting down defensive structures in the path of the mineral line. And EpicSauce is again going to push out with a force of Marines and Siege Tanks, and a single Thor is there for backup up against these Mutalisks. But these Mutalisks, as you can see, easy to counterattack if you are Zerg. So they're just hanging out, waiting for the right moment when EpicSauce commits just a little bit, so he'll be able to push forward with the Mutalisks and attack the economy of EpicSauce. EpicSauce is just pushing forward, and there it goes. Banelings are going to be are coming in. Zerglings are just trying to swarm, do as much damage as possible. But actually, EpicSauce pulls back those Marines to save as many as he can, and he finally does manage to survive a little bit, and with a single Siege Tank and that Thor in tow. And these Zerglings are actually just pushed back because there is another drop going on, and a little bit of a missed micro by Kirb, a little bit of a misclick. He runs them past the Marines. Mutalisks are on the field to be able to mop that up, but there is still another force of EpicSauce pushing forward on Kirb's 3rd expansion. There is nothing there to defend it. More than likely, this hatchery is going to go down, especially if it's focus fired. The Zerglings see that it is going to go down. A little bit of a misclick, a misstep. They finally do attack, but not before the hatchery is put down. The Mutalisks get on the field. They start focusing down on the Marines, and the Glaive War just bounces back and forth between all of them. The Marines are melted. The Zerglings finally get into the force, do a nice little bit of a surround, and take it down, while the Mutalisks take out the remaining medevacs with no backup. So, what an attack! What an interesting play, and EpicSauce is again going to go ahead and drop while this Spire tries to get morphed into a Gray Spire. The Kirb is not amused. He was able to spot this very easily from EpicSauce. I don't know if he saw that coming because of this Overlord, or if he just knew intuitively that that was going to occur since he was busy over here, but he managed to defend it quite well. At the same time, going to go ahead and take his gold. But another force of EpicSauce is on the field and almost spotted it. He actually is going to spot it. The forces are clicking over. Spots it, see if Kirb is able to cancel it, save himself some minerals. Nope, loses those 300 minerals yet again, so that's exactly for this one that was lost over here too, so that's 600 minerals he's lost so far. And EpicSauce, this orbital command is down. Even if you lifted it, they can still shoot air. So it looks like Kirb is actually on the offensive right now. He's just going to fly around, spot any kind of lone expansion, and just attack it and take it down. This is going to be a second command center that EpicSauce has lost, so 2 for 2, eye for an eye. But the only problem was that those orbital commands were already ready and mining. These weren't even used by Kirb just yet. Long distance mining is occurring because really Kirby is pretty much broke. He has a couple of mineral patches here. His natural is pretty much completely done, so all that's left is this, and he has about, wow, that's 2 pages worth. That is 2 pages worth of drones, so that's a good 50 drones on that one patch. I'm curious to see what the income tab is. It's still hovering about 1,500. 1,000 minerals, 500 gas for both players, so still very even, especially with the harvester count. It's not something you really want to see as a Zerg player, but with those drops, it pretty much that's what's going to happen if you don't defend drops that quickly, that adequately. So Zerglings are going to surround these missile turrets and try to take out this orbital command, but they see the forces are on the way and they decide to just run back and do damage elsewhere. They're probably going to go ahead and pick off these. No, going to go ahead and just wave to these Marines that are shooting them back. No big deal. No need to attack. While no little bit of a battle is here. So I think what Kirb is trying to do and is effectively doing right now is just effectively pinning back EpicSauce at his remaining bases while he expands white all over the map. But EpicSauce isn't amused as well, so an eye for an eye. Again, he spots this hatchery, does a little bit of a drop, but there are Zerglings up in his base and manages to lift up those supply depots in time to block them from entering completely. And right now it is just a case of who is willing to give up first. This hatchery is spotted, is cancelled, so he does save himself 75 minerals, and this drone is just hanging out. He doesn't really know what to do as of yet. He's like, okay, I stopped building it, now what? I just hang out, wait up for my Zergling big bros to come back me up, and we're probably gonna see that hatchery being put down again. So wow, a lot of back and forth action. I'm totally enjoying this play, and again EpicSauce is gonna go ahead and push out, but these two Zerglings spot them, decide to rush forward to their doom because that's just what they do. So vision has been lost from that Xel'Naga tower, but Kirb knows it's going to happen, knows it's coming, and there comes a Zergling ball. The Banelings are trying to get into those Marines, but the Zerglings do manage to surround the siege tanks, and oh, a nice little attack by those Banelings, taking out quite a chunk of Marines, but not quite enough. I don't think that the Mutalisk ball is enough to take care of all of these Marines, but if these two Banelings actually get a nice little attack on these, let's see, oh, managed to take them out in time, didn't lose any Marines to those two Banelings, but that's just what's going to happen. He does lose his hatchery though. This hatchery has been canceled, not even decided to take it back yet, while more reinforcements are streaming in by the handful from EpicSauce, and Kirby is at a loss right now. I mean, he doesn't have that many units on the field. I mean, he has 6 Banelings, he has 34 Mutalisks, and 33 Zerglings, but these siege tanks are going to do a slow push forward. The Mutalisks are going to try to pick off the siege tanks, but no such luck. The Marines are going to push them out and push them back, and EpicSauce is losing the reinforcements streaming forward. But right now, the main focus that EpicSauce has is just the main force that he has up front. He's going to take out this hatchery yet again, so the third is done for Kirb. And right now, it looks like Kirb doesn't really have a response to this quite just yet. I mean, he's morphing more Banelings, but the Marines are there right now, and that's just, ooh, that's a nice little response. Broodlords is responsible for anything. He manages to get a couple on the field of play, or two, and if EpicSauce doesn't do something about it, he's just going to be chipped away from a distance. He's a stem forward, rush forward, and pick off that Broodlord. He picks off one Broodlord, picks off the second one, and still a dance back and forth between from these Mutalisks. And all these Marines are a little at a very low health, so they actually just rush forward. A couple of volleys will take them all out, and it's exactly what Kirb is doing. He's going to push forward with his reinforced army of Mutalisks and wipes up the entire force that is EpicSauce. But at the same time, EpicSauce takes out Kirb's force. So right now, both players just nil on the minerals, and right now 18 harvesters for Kirb, while 437 are being used by EpicSauce. So if Kirb doesn't do something right now, it could be game over before he is able to refill his army. So, and it looks like EpicSauce is just going to continue the same attack path that he had before, making sure that this hatchery isn't being retaken. But right now, he should probably worry about this orbital command, because this is his only last mining opportunity that he really had. I mean, this one is almost wiped out and almost done out of the mining. His natural is done, his main is done, so he only has these 2 mineral patches left. So both players are essentially broke, and it looks like it's going to go ahead and go into a base trade kind of situation, while these Banelings are just pushing forward, trying to do as much damage as possible. Only managed to take out a couple of Marines, while the Sea Chang just pummels the base from afar. A couple of Corruptors here on the field to play the wave to take out these medevacs, but these Marines are actually the ones that are doing the damage. Overlords are being taken out by the dozens so far, and it looks like EpicSauce has lost his entire army. There are no more units on the field to play. There's 12 units, and they can pull them back from the main base, and GG, says Kirb. He was essentially broke. He knew it. He had nothing left. Even if he did manage to take out this force, EpicSauce would be able to resupply with this orbital command and this small force right here. So that was an interesting game. High level play from 2 Masters level players. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave a comment down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you, whether it be my casting style, whether it be anything visually, or just certain games you'd like for me to cast. On that note, if there's a replay you'd like for me to do of one of your own games, leave a link on a comment down below to one of the major replay sites, SC2 Drops or SC2Replay.com, and I'll go ahead and try to take care of it for you guys. With that, I'm out of here because I gotta get to work.